Yes.
Yes, he's pretty stiff. Do you guys do you play tricks on each other at the show? Do you guys get into any hijinks or
I actually, so when you're a sort of big, famous actor on a show, you get certain preferential treatments. Like you get to park your car kind of like right up against the stages, and where everybody else has to take a shuttle to come in and get all of these perks of the job. But I park my car several blocks away from where we're shooting every time, because if I park it anywhere near the studio, my tires are going to be flat. The last time, the transportation guys were like, Misha, I just saw your car, man, it's really filthy. Why don't you give me the keys, I'll bring it over here and wash it. And I was like, oh, thanks a lot, because I haven't had time to wash my car. So he takes the keys, brings my car over there, over to the stages, and I drive away, and the roof rack slides off. Because Jared had unscrewed. Which frankly, I had to sit him down and say, look, shithead. I could have fallen through somebody's windshield. That's not a great idea. And he agreed it wasn't a great idea, but didn't care. Yeah, there's a lot of hijinks. We are childish, and we're trying to counsel one another into behaving more like adults, because it's kind of getting ridiculous. We all got into, Jared Jensen and I got into a wrestling match recently, which, so if you're me in that equation, that's really stupid. They're huge compared to me. I did very well, but I was unable to pick up my child for about 2 weeks. So it was a little embarrassing. Still funny, but it was. Yes, no, anyway, so the question, I don't know what the question was, but I have a tendency to, one of the marks, I think, of a mature and seasoned actor is that they are able to not laugh during the scene. They stay in the scene, they stay in character, they don't break. I laugh at every opportunity while we're shooting, and it drives directors up the wall. And Jared particularly likes to harass me while we're shooting the scene, because he knows how easy it is to get me to break. And when a director, because directors are kind of like guest stars on the show usually, they're not there all the time. It's a new guy each week, and the directors get really frustrated, and they're like, just try to do it without and all they see is the monitor with just me laughing. They don't see what Jared's doing to me. So you hear this exasperated, Misha, can you just, and there's a broom handle in my balls or whatever. And I feel like that's not fair. It's not my fault. This is happening. But I just can't keep a straight face. And so there have been several instances where the final cut, what actually makes it to air, is like, with a little smirk on his face, totally inappropriate, because they just simply couldn't get the shot. And I, as often as possible, ask Jared and Jensen to leave the stages when shooting my coverage. So I'll be doing a scene with Jared usually, and say, Jared, can you please go to your trailer and talk to the prop girl instead of to Jared for she'll get his lines, because it's easier for me to act with that. I'll keep talking if you want me to.
Does it ever hurt your throat, like when you go into your cast?
It does.
It does actually?
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
Oh.
I actually do literally get a sore throat. I thought that I was going to be doing, a couple of episodes. In the first episode on Supernatural, when my character appears, he's trying to talk to Dean. I don't know if you guys have seen the show, but he's trying to talk to this other character, Dean, and when he tries to communicate with it, windows are breaking and television sets are exploding. And so I thought, oh well, he should have like a really gravelly, rough voice when he takes on a human body. And I thought, whatever, I'll just do this weird voice for a couple of episodes and then go back home. And then I never got to go home. And I've been doing that voice for 5 years, and it actually, I think it's causing some permanent damage. Maybe I'll get workers' comp or something. a bad idea.
So when did it become apparent that Castiel was going to be not only a regular but integral to the story arc?
I mean, I think probably when we started shooting the first scene.
About 30 seconds in.
About 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the first take we did of the scene, the director, Kim Manners, who's also a producer on the show, who's passed away since, but he was sort of like the godfather of the series. And he came up to me and said, let's try to do that again. Try not to, I don't know what you're doing, but try not to act so spooky. And so I don't know what I brought to it in the beginning, but apparently it was awful. And I could tell by his expression, like, we're not going to be keeping you around very long. Anyway, I'm still around, so.
And we were chatting earlier about the story arc and where Supernatural's gone and everything, and we were talking about theological accuracy in the show. And it was very interesting what the writers do in order to add to the show and the overall accuracy of it according to Christianity and biblical thought and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's they're telling a story actually to millions of people around the world, and I think that the writers feel like they have a certain responsibility to have a bit of integrity to reality. So nothing that makes it to the screen in Supernatural is something that you can't Google. That's their litmus test. That's the bar that they're held up to. So yeah, so you can pretty much be guaranteed that whatever you see on Supernatural is true.
Yeah.